The committee is investigating misappropriation of 5 billion Uganda shillings given to the Ministry of Trade in form of a supplementary budget to rent new premises for the ministry. The ministry is said to have instead opted to renovate the old premises. While committee members appreciate the move to have the premises renovated, there are concerns on how the renovation figure surpassed the available funds by over 1 billion shillings.
However, the process that followed after leaves a lot of questions. They committed government into a multi-year expenditure, giving a contract of 6 billion, yet they did not have the 6 billion, therefore committing without asking for Parliament authorization. They gave a contract through direct procurement. The third query is the Ministry of Works did a BOQ of renovation to cost 3.1 billion, but the figure was later inflated to 6.2 billion. No one seems to know how it got to 6.2 billion. The person who entered the BOQs into the system claims that he was also removed from the system and transferred. The procurement officer says he was also transferred.
The committee established that the ministry spent Uganda shillings 400 billion to transfer files from the ministry offices in Kampala to Entebbe. These also spent nearly 30 million shillings to transport laptops to employees who had to work from home during the renovation process. The committee also queries the purchase of used cars for ministry officials at the expense of new cars. The ministry was meant to purchase 5 new vehicles, but instead opted for old cars purchased from Nakawa, a Kampala suburb, where each car is said to have cost government 600 million Uganda shillings.
The government gave the ministry money to purchase new vehicles for the ministers and the PS, 5 vehicles. It has now come to our attention that these vehicles they procured were used. They bought them from a bond in Nakawa. And now we are trying to establish information as to how they came to this decision, because each vehicle was procured at 600 million shillings.
These vehicles are 2019. I don't know whether you have really, even a fool can Google to find out about all these vehicles. These are model 2019. Whereby even the cost price is only 400 million.
Because we need the pre-shipment inspection certificates for all these vehicles. We are now also going to invite the owner of the bond where these vehicles were secured.
Officials from the Ministry of Trade, led by the Principal Assistant Secretary Everest Ahimsibwe and the former Head of Procurement Officer Alfred Lapiem, all denied any wrongdoing. These pointed at the accounting officer of the ministry, who was not around as she snubbed the meeting.
Because how I got to know I'm not on the system, when I try to click my password, they just warn me I'm no longer there. So I can't even access the system because it's the password that allows me to access. So I don't want to comment on that, Chair.
Did you get a laptop?
No.
Why?
Because the purpose which I should have used the laptop has seemed expired, sir.
Legislators have now settled to the decision that either the permanent secretary appears before the committee or more action is taken. They have vowed to issue summons through the office of the Speaker, upon which refusal will attract the arresting of the permanent secretary.
She wrote to the committee informing us that she has appeared before in this committee and given us all the relevant information she will ever give us on these matters. It's upon this background that we have asked, the members have agreed to summon the PS. Should she fail to appear the next time, we shall have to ask police to arrest her.
The permanent secretary is said to have snubbed the meeting to attend to other assignments given by the president. RAMSON, Church of Uganda Family TV, News at 8.